Hello, and welcome back to the NerdCast. And today, we are going to be listing our top 5 animal characters. And it's weird to think, but this was the hardest list we've, done. I don't know why this one was so hard, but there's just so many good animal characters and so many that I grew up with. So I have, a bucket load of honorable mentions. So, would you like to go first?
Pause the video.
Pause the video? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I can't really think straight right now.
Yeah, he can't think straight because he ate so much wasabi sauce and his mouth is burning. So, would you like to start off with your number 5?
Oh, did you start the video and tell them about the wasabi thing?
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with your number 5.
My number 5, I don't know why I like this character so much as I did, even though they were on screen for so little time. It's Mulana's pig.
Moana's pig? Pua! Yeah, Pua's adorable.
Pua, that's its name?
Yeah, his name's Pua.
Yeah, it's just such a good animal character. I don't know why I like it so much, but...
Well, because he's adorable.
The pig's just really cute.
Yeah, he's
and
adorable.
My favorite part is when she eats ham and then looks down at the pig and he gets really sad. Because it's like its brother.
So, my number 5 is probably the one I'm most, it's the one I'm most conflicted on. Because I don't know... Well, okay. My number 5 is a tie between two characters. Which there's going to be 2 ties on this list. But my number 5 is Master Shifu from Kung Fu Panda, tied with Donald Duck. Okay, so when I'm being honest, I probably like Donald Duck more, but I just didn't want to leave Master Shifu off the list. I think Master Shifu is a better character, and I feel like he's the highlight of...
Master Oogway?
Mr. Oogway's good, but he's less of a character. He's less of, it's like someone like Gandalf. They're cool, but they're not, as well as developed character, because they're mostly, the mentor, the wise, all-knowing. But he's a great character, but he's not that interesting. However, Master Shifu is, the highlight, in my opinion, of the first Kung Fu Panda movie. I think his relationship with Tai Lung and Tiger is...
acting skills.
But yeah, everything about Master Shifu is great. So then Donald Duck as well is just a childhood hero of mine. Donald Duck is Donald Duck. Everyone knows who Donald Duck is.
Did you hear him?
He is the best duck ever. I'm kidding. There's a duck who's higher on this list than Donald, which I'm already conflicting. This was a really hard list to make, y'all. Seriously, all my top 5 are pretty much equal.
Okay, my only question about that one is why you didn't have Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck is awesome.
Who says I don't have him higher on my list?
Ooh. Okay, my number 4 is... This actually makes a lot of sense, and I don't really have to explain how much, why these characters are so high. They're SpongeBob and Patrick.
Wait,
They're
those
iconic.
Oh, I guess they are technically animals.
Yeah. I mean, not so much SpongeBob, because he is a sponge.
He's a living
but then
sponge.
Patrick is
sponges are
living,
alive.
They're not quite an animal.
Yeah.
But then Patrick is a starfish, which is an animal. These two are SpongeBob is kind of borderline animal, but I don't really have to talk too much about why these characters are on the list. They're SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah, they are great. And actually, I made a mistake. So when I was looking at my list, I was originally going to put Shifu and the Cheshire Cat as my, number 5s. But then I realized I wanted to add Donald Duck to the list, but I forgot that I already added him to the list. So Donald Duck is my number 4. So whoops. But yeah, so my number 3 is, crap, I forgot. My number 3. My number 3 is Sonic the Hedgehog and Cream the Rabbit. So Cream the Rabbit and Sonic the Hedgehog are, well, of course, from the Sonic series. And I did not know much about, like, Cream before I before I watched the Sonic anime. And it was really good. Like, her character was really good.
Sonic anime?
Oh, come on. Anime is literally just Japanese animation. Get over yourself. But... and then of course Sonic has to be on this list because he's, well, Sonic. I mean, I think I like Cream the Rabbit more, but he's Sonic. So, point made. So, who is your...
I thought Sonic would be higher.
So did I, but honestly, everyone's tied.
Just scrambled.
Yeah, literally everyone is tied.
Okay. Number 3, I feel like should have been my number 2. But it's number 3. It's set in stone. It is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is such an iconic character, just like SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick. But I feel like he's a little bit more known than SpongeBob and Patrick.
Definitely.
Even though they're both, like, known names, they're all, like, normal things. When you say their name, everyone knows who you're talking about. But I feel like Scooby-Doo is just the more loved than
Yeah, he's older, so... Like, your grandma may not know who SpongeBob is, but she definitely knows who Scooby-Doo is. And Scooby-Doo's a great character. He's not on my list, but I will say that Scooby-Doo is a great character. I have not watched that much Scooby-Doo, but my favorite Scooby-Doo things I've seen are the movie where Velma is like a Frankenstein monster lady, and then the movie where like Velma and this guy.
Wait, you haven't seen Mystery Incorporated?
No.
Oh, well, if you guys want to watch a good Scooby-Doo film, watch Mystery Incorporated. That is such a good one. It's not just a children's show either. It's actually like action.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and it was pretty good. I'm just like busy with all the other shows I'm watching though. I just finished rewatching The Good Place just because it's an amazing show. So,
oh yeah, Good Place was made by the same guy as Brooklyn Nine-Nine, CJ told me.
Really? That's cool. Then I guess I'll have more faith in Brooklyn Nine-Nine now, since I know it was made by clearly smart people. But, anyways, so what number am I on? Okay, again...
You're on 2.
I am? Okay. So, again...
Set your head straight. I'm the one on the show with Sabi here.
Okay, so again, this list is not set in stone because all the characters are pretty much equal except the number 1. I guess I like the number 1 more. But my number 2 is I'm not Donald Duck. My number 2 is Scrooge McDuck. You mentioned him earlier and I was going to play it as a secret. But yeah, I knew he had to be on the list. And I probably like him and Donald Duck equally. But I feel like I had to put him higher because I feel like he's a more developed character. And I think I have not watched that much of the original DuckTales, but the reboot is literally one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Up there with the Batman the Animated Series and Animaniacs. So yeah, great character, great show, great design, amazing voice actor, interesting backstory. Everything about Scrooge McDuck is great.
Scrooge McDuck is a great choice. Sadly, I didn't put him on the list. I wasn't thinking about Scrooge McDuck, but DuckTales is just such a good show right now. The reboot is way better than the old one, and in some cases that's not true.
Yeah, a lot of cases.
Ways, a lot of reboots really suck. But this one is such a good reboot.
Yeah. DuckTales, the new show, is amazing.
Good.
But the original DuckTales is also great too, but I have not watched enough of it.
So good.
Yeah. And of course, it's got a great cast. But anyways, who is your next on your list?
My number 2 is Kung Fu Panda. He has 3 movies, and he's a really good character. And I feel like the reason I put him so high is because he's just so well acted by
Jack Black.
Jack Black is like the perfect character for him.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Black is kind of like a silly guy, and he kind of does whatever he wants. Like, he has a gaming channel, Chiplinski Games, and he just goes crazy on that, and it's really funny to see. But I just feel like he really, like, even in real life, relates to the character, so he plays them just extremely well.
Okay, so I think first I have to say something about Poe. I wanted to include him on this list, but a top 5 can only have 5. But I love everything about the Kung Fu Panda movies. They're one of the movies I have the most nostalgia for. I think they're all amazing. I think the first 2 are absolute masterpieces. And I think the third one is a little worse, but also a pretty solid film. So yeah, I really like Kung Fu Panda. I have so much nostalgia for it as one of the first movies I ever watched. I named my dog after Poe because we got him on the day we were watching Kung Fu Panda 2. So yeah, great movies. But my number 1 is the only one on this list that I think is pretty set in stone. My number 1 is Yoshi. Yoshi. He is the most adorable Mario character. He is one of the most, I think his games are amazing. I just finished Yoshi's Woolly World, and it was a great game. I feel like he plays well, he has a great design. I just love Yoshi so much. I feel like he's a semi-interesting character. It is hard for Mario characters to be interesting, but I feel like the aspect of him being a parental, like, role for Mario, and then Mario, like, reuniting with him as an adult is really fun. So I just think, I love Yoshi. So yeah, this is the only one on the list that I think is pretty set in stone.
Okay, Yoshi is, like, out of all the characters on this list, probably the one that is the most sacrificed.
Oh yeah, with all
You heard me right.
Yeah.
You have to, like, kill him, like,
so much.
40 times in one game. It's ridiculous how much times Yoshi dies.
Yeah, I like to think that since Yoshi is able to, like, fly a little, because he can, like, do his flutter jump, I like to think every time Mario drops him, he's just like, oh, I'm okay, I can do my flutter jump. But
no, he's dead.
Well, how do you know that? You don't see the body. That's the rule for all deaths. You have to see the body. Like, because, seriously, in most things where they don't show the body, it's always a fake-out death. Which is why Bambi and Lion King are nightmare fuel. but yeah. So, who is your number 1?
My number 1 is Rocket Raccoon. The reason I have him so high on the list, as you know from the other lists, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is a really good MCU film.
It is.
They just did an extremely well job with the characters and everything. Especially Rocket Raccoon. He's just such a memorable character. The movie isn't just some, normal movie. It's a part of the MCU.
So, which makes it amazing.
That character is just like, you can tell when you first meet him, this is gonna be a character you like. It's just such a good character.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon is great.
And if you don't, recognize him as a good character, you have something mentally wrong with you.
Yeah, I think that he is in my honorable mentions list, which I'll go ahead and read off. Shadow the Hedgehog, Cheshire Cat, Rocket Raccoon, Bubsy, Clarabelle the Cow, Mickey Mouse, Judy Hopps from Zootopia, Donkey Kong, Lord Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2, Poe from Kung Fu Panda, Detective Chimp, and Ace the Bat Hound. But yeah, Rocket Raccoon is really good, like a great character. I think my favorite movie, I feel like the movie that, does him best is Endgame, just because I feel like the scene with him and Nebula is, heartwarmingly sad, and I feel like Nebula is also, my favorite MCU character, so that's plus, and I feel like Rocket Raccoon and Nebula are like very entertaining together, and like the interactions with all the Guardians members is great. And Rocket Raccoon's probably the funniest. Him or Drax are definitely the funniest. My favorite though is Gamora. So yeah, that was our picks for the top 5 best animal characters. Now I'm probably going to go rearrange my list because I disagree with myself on some things. It was such a hard list to make. It's because there's so many animal characters. It's literally like saying, hey, who are your top 5 characters in everything? Because seriously, there's like almost as many animal characters as there are humans. So, I mean, technically humans are animals, so I could have just made this list like Scarecrow. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of NerdCast. See you. Good night and good morning.